We are moving to one of the fastest growing cities in Texas. We're moving to a little city called New Braunfels. I'm going to tell you why we chose this city and how you can find the right city for you. We are moving out of Southern California in a little city called Santa Clarita. Santa Clarita is a beautiful city just north of Los Angeles, population a little bit over 200,000. It's far enough away from Los Angeles where you're not going to get a lot of the negative Los Angelesness. It's close enough where you can also appreciate everything within LA. You can go to the beach, you can visit all the attractions, everything's just still right there. Now, the reason why we're leaving, that's a totally different thing. I have a podcast dedicated to that. I'll put the card somewhere on here. But yeah, I mean, we're going to New Braunfels, and it's a beautiful city. There's a lot to it. And I think one of the first things that you need to do in order to find the right city is narrow down what it is that you want. What do you want out of your home, community, city, and out of yourself? My wife and I had specific requirements for all of those things. And for her, she wanted a decent yard for the kids. That's crazy to say. I got kids, bro. I got 2 kids. What the f? She wanted open concept. She wanted all of the bedrooms to be on one floor. A lot of homes out there, they have a bedroom, the master bedroom downstairs and all the other bedrooms upstairs. I don't know why. I mean, we want to be all together with the bedrooms. She also wanted to be in a great school district as well as in a master planned community. Me, I'm a little bit more picky. I like safety. I like schools. In regards to the house, I want a great flow from the kitchen into the living space because when I'm cooking, I want to be able to see my family right there or enjoy whatever it is that we're watching on TV. I like everyone to just kind of be all together all at the same time. I also wanted a master planned community. But I wanted to be specific as to the community that we were choosing. I wanted something with future potential. I wanted something that had potential for growth down the line, and that was really, really important for me. Now, I also wanted easy access to San Antonio and access to Austin. I wanted to be able to go to both cities because I think that we're going to have a lot of business coming in from both cities. It's just going to be awesome. Now, New Braunfels is closer to San Antonio, and we personally have family in Austin. Our business is going to benefit from being closer to San Antonio because we're military. We're a veteran group. So it makes sense for us to be close to the city that has multiple bases, right? Like, come on, 1 + 1 = 2. And when we actually figured these things out, it was a situation where we sat down, we wrote down a pros and cons list. This is what I need. This is what I want. And we got down to it. We got on the same page of everything. So sit down with everyone that's involved with this situation and figure out what it is that you guys want and what you guys need. That's the big differentiator too. Wants and needs are totally different. A want is something that, hey, I can live without it. And a need is like, if I don't have this in the house, it's not gonna work out. I'm here trying to get ready for an open house, by the way, but the seller didn't leave the key. So I'm in the front, trying to film a YouTube video and do an open house in like 20 minutes. Stress! Next is to figure out which city is right for you. Notice how we went narrow and then we went wide because what you want and what you need is going to determine which city you go to. It goes hand in hand. Finally made it in the house with only a few minutes to spare. When it comes to finding a city, you want to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want. What we have found when people are looking to move into a new city, they know exactly the neighborhood that they want. And those are the best clients. The ones that actually need a little bit of help with figuring out which community to be in, those tend to take a little bit of a long time. They tend to need a little bit more massaging, more questions, and a lot more collaboration. But I want to eliminate that for you. I want to make sure that that conversation is started early on rather than later in the whole process, because we've been in situations where a client needs to move right away and they don't even know what neighborhood to move into. By the way, I am not saying if you don't know what you want, you're a bad client. I'm just saying that it's a lot easier for everyone if we go through that process together and then we collaborate. I am not going to know what the perfect home for you is, and I can't figure that out for you. You need to sit down and actually have that conversation with either yourself or everyone involved. So I hope that clarifies what I was saying on here. So figuring out those wants and needs will help you narrow down the neighborhoods that match your wants and needs. You go through the crime maps, you go through the school websites, greater schools. There's a lot of different assets on there, on the internet, that can help you out and help you find the right place for you. And of course, budget plays a large factor in this. So figuring out the money stuff is another thing that you want to make sure you're paying attention to. You want to get into a great neighborhood, a great school system. You want to be safe, but you also want to be able to afford it and not be house poor. That's the ultimate nightmare for me and my team. Having a client be house poor or get into a situation where they can't afford their mortgage anymore, it's my worst nightmare. That's why I got into real estate. I got into real estate because my family, we lost our house. Why would I want to put anyone else in that situation? When you're finding a new community, you want to future-proof yourself. That's why I wanted to look into a community that had potential. I was looking at the end game when it came to looking for our next property. The intent of this property is actually for our son. We buy a property for each child, and now this second property is intended for our son to have. So we looked into an area that has exponential growth, it has room for more growth, and a lot of people are paying attention to. New Braunfels checked all those boxes for us. We wanted to make sure that it was something advantageous for our son down the line. When he turns whatever age, when he is of age, he will be able to manage that or have it as a rental property, live in it, do whatever he wants with that property. That's the intent of that. That's my end game. It doesn't need to be your end game, but you need to really figure it out. Is this just a stepping stone home, or is it like my forever home? Do I feel like this is the community I always want to live in? Maybe it's not the home I always want to live in, but it can be the community that I always want to live in. And you have different ways of navigating all of that. Have that end game in mind, and that will help you find the right city. Of course, weather has a lot to do with it. Crime has a lot to do with it. San Antonio has a higher crime rate, but we're outside the city where this neighborhood is much, much better in crime. It's a suburb. It's much safer. There's a lot more first responders there, and that's where we're coming from. We're coming from Santa Clarita that has a lot of first responders. We wanted to go into an area that had just that. So that was our reasoning. This last one is me asking you to spend a little bit of money. Now, you don't have to, but I do recommend actually visiting the city that you want to move to. If you cannot afford it, or if it doesn't make sense for you logistically, then have a trusted professional tour the city for you, or watch YouTube videos just like this. We're gonna have a ton of different tours about the city. And if you have any neighborhoods that you want us to tour, put it in the comment section down below. I can't read your mind, okay? You have to tell me what you want. When we flew to Texas a few months ago, we heard about this community called Mindy, and it was a master plan community, had good schools, and it was in New Braunfels, a little bit outside of New Braunfels, still relatively close to San Antonio, still relatively close to Austin. The homes there looked great. They had a great flow. There was new construction, and there was more construction coming down the line. It checked all the boxes for us. Now, when it came to us actually purchasing a home or getting into contract to purchase a home, we had to rely on a couple of the relationships that we had in the area. One of my great friends and a fellow YouTuber, Trey Serrano, actually toured some homes for us, and we ended up purchasing one of the homes that he toured for us, which, I mean, I'm eternally grateful for him and his team. They're absolutely amazing. They kill it. They do a lot for their community. So I'm super grateful for them. Now we are officially in San Antonio. We're in New Braunfels right now. My business partner, Roland, is there. He's operating, he's showing homes, he's helping clients out right now. And this is where I'm gonna be a selfish bitch and ask you if you're gonna be touring any of the homes, or if you're looking in the San Antonio area, feel free to contact us. All the contact information is down below. If you found this video helpful by any means, hit us up. We're here to help you guys out. We're here to make things happen in this beautiful city. Now, if you don't have a base to really go off of to find the right city or neighborhood for you, this is what I go based off of. This is like my standard. This is like my approach to finding the right neighborhood for me and my family. I go for price, crime rate, and schools in that order. Okay, I need to make sure that I can afford the area. I want to make sure that I'm safe in that area and my family's safe in that area. And I want to make sure that there's good schools. If you have kids or not, the schools need to be good because the potential of families moving into the area and increasing the value of the community, that's what you're going for. Making sure that you have more equity down the line, whatever it is, I mean, it's going to help you and it's going to maintain the area very, very well. This whole page is dedicated to helping you find the right community for you and your family. Now, if you're looking for Austin, we're also going to have an Austin channel. And if you're a veteran, we also have our Romeo Echo channel that's a little bit more geared towards veterans and helping them out with their benefits and making sure that they know how to navigate the VA and succeed in life. The goal there and for our entire team with the Real Military Division, with Romeo Echo, is to help veterans own a piece of the land that they swore to protect. That's a quote from Roland, so I'm gonna steal it. I don't care, I'm gonna make it my own, whatever. Either way, if you have any neighborhoods that you want us to really venture into, if you wanna learn a little bit more about, we'll do the research for you, we'll create these videos for you. If you're a veteran and you wanna learn a little bit more about the benefits that are available to you in the state of Texas, I have my top 3 in this video right here. Otherwise, go ahead and subscribe. We have a lot of home tours. We have a lot of community tours coming up very, very soon. I'll see you in the next video.